Thanks for joining me here on Court Farm for episode 15 with me, MrSealyp. At the end of the last episode, I very nearly forgot about this cultivating contract I took on, so I'll get this done very quickly and then I'll see you at the start of the video. We're back on Court Farm. I think a lot of people have been expecting premium expansion, premium edition content. There are lots of PC guys out there putting out today. We were all sent out the access PC, and the embargo time was, I think, 8 AM UK time today, Friday. I did ask Giants if I could get access on console. They went away and have tried but couldn't get it for me. Yeah, not going to go into the details on that, but anyway, so I will be doing my content on Tuesday when it comes out for consoles for everybody, or it comes out for everybody, doesn't it, on Tuesday, to be fair. Like I say, the PC content creators have got it. A lot of people did say to me, just put out content on PC. That's not what I do. I'm the console guy, you know. I'm a console guy, you know. It seems a bit disingenuous for me personally to suddenly jump over to PC, you know. Anyway, all that being said, Lysatan and Chucky over at Giants are looking into moving forward how that might be made possible. But anyway, all that being said, so you've got some Court Farm content. I know not many people are watching it now, but for all those people that still are, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. So what are we doing today? Well, National Trust have contacted us. I did say we might get some forestry. We're into December 2 and it's pretty chilly. Apple trees, oh yeah, I put in 2 more apple trees. Did I do 2 or 3? I put a couple more in. Might have been 2. What we're going to be doing today is forestry. The National Trust contacted us. We've got some forest management work that needs to be done, and winter time is probably a good time to get it done before the sap starts running. It's cold, there's not a lot of other jobs to do, there's no contracts available, nothing like that. But what we're going to do, we're going to grab the Puma because we need the weight of the Puma. We're going to grab the Land Rover as well because we're going to need the back of the Land Rover. It will all become clear. Now, I'm not having a pop at Oxygendavid here. Not. What's weird, what I'm finding is, I mean, I live in the UK. I have done my entire life, and I know in the winter we have short days. It stays dark in the morning. I mean, I was a postman for a lot of years, and in the winter it was always, I would have a head torch on because I would get on my delivery before the sun came up. So your first few streets were always in the dark, and you had to see what you were doing when you were delivering mail. We're going to pop up to Court Farm because we need to sort out the separated manure for them. We need to get that moved. But yeah, on here, the sun didn't come up properly until 10 AM. I mean, like I said, properly, it didn't really come up until 10 a.m. It was dark till 9:30, and then by about 10 o'clock the sun came up. I'm not sure. I mean, possibly further north, Scotland maybe. As you get further up, it might stay darker that late. I don't ever recall it being that dark for that long. And the problem with that is, by the time the sun comes up, and as you can see now, the sun. I've said this every episode in the last few now, because it doesn't really get that light, and that's normal during the winter. I get that, and it will start getting dark again about 2 p.m. So the hours of daylight, you know, and then properly fully dark by about 4:30. So yeah, it's not brilliant. Oh, that's something we're going to do. I said we're going to put in the. I found some concrete fencing. I tried some samples. I've been looking at samples for fencing. Problem we've got is a couple of tents along here today. I was going to put trees in along here, but I'm not sure whereabouts tents get pitched. I've got to keep an eye on this area as well, because what we're thinking about doing, when I do the lumber today, some of it is going to go over to the pet supplies company. Some of it I'm going to bring some lumber here, and we're going to build some play equipment. That's the plan. But I don't know how far, whether we can get away with putting some here. Like I say, we're just trying to not reinvigorate, but just upgrade the campsite. So the concrete sections are going to go in. There's a couple of different concrete fence packs. Details in the description. There's one that's 3 sections, one that's 4. I'm going to go for the 4 section one. I know concrete's not lovely to look at, but concrete will be a better barrier around this, and then we can put trees in front of that, and that's why I'm a little bit concerned how far out we can come, and then trees in front of it. We'll see. Potentially. I mean, it's probably quite nice pitching your tent up against, you know, not under them. You don't want widowmakers, you don't want branches dropping on you and causing problems. But anyway, today's mucking out has been done. Slurry's been brought up. This has been going already. Actually, I'm not on Court Farm, so I'm not sure if it'll let me pick this up, but this should just fit in here. Yeah, Court Farm's bought a bucket as well. The reason they bought a bucket was that the manure fork that we've got doesn't pick up the separated manure. But it is what it is. Get that first lot in. I don't think I'm going to be able to access this unless I'm on theirs, so I have to switch onto their account, but I'll do that in just a moment, just to make sure the separated manure is turned on as well. I was asked the other day where you can sell the manure pellets. As standard on Court Farm, you can't. But there's a sell point that comes with it, with that manure pellet, and also the sell everything by Schultz Modding works as well. That's why I showed you the sell point in the last episode, across the way. And I'll show you again for those that may have missed it in the last episode. Down here, that one there, I've renamed it Mountain Lodge Stores, and then that one there, Coastal Cottage Pet Products. So if you're new to the game, you might not know that as well. If you place objects, whether it be factories, it might be buildings, it could be sell points, could be anything like that, a lot of them you can rename them. So when you hover over them on build mode, it will give you the option, and you can, not all of them do, but some allow you to rename them. So if you place animal pens, you might want to change the name of it. That says Court Farm Horses. If I place just another animal pen somewhere, it will just come up with, you know, whatever the animal pen name is. You can then rename it. You can call it whatever you like. You can a certain stable's name, or, you know, it's entirely up to you. So that's what I did there. That's not part of the map. That's what that's what's been organised. So if we switch over now to Court Farm, now go to here. Manure has run out. Separated manure So manure pellets, 7,227 litres of manure pellets have been chugging away. Now the separated manure will chug away, and we can keep doing that. Like I say, it just means we can use the manure and the slurry. It's not huge money that they're going to make from it, but it's better money, or it's money, let's just say it's money, rather than the manure and the liquid manure sitting there. And often I'll think to myself, well, I could use it for the fields. We could use the manure, and if you've got a lot of cows and you're producing a lot of manure and you're producing a lot of slurry, then absolutely go for it. But I find the slurry spreaders and the muck spreaders get through the manure and the slurry quite quickly. You can take them to biogas plants and all that kind of stuff. There's so many things you can do with them. Am I going to make my fortune doing this? No. This is just a little bit of extra money that you can bring in. And again, if you look at the economics of it, the cost of building of this, the cost of building of this, you're not going to make your money back in 6 months. This is a long-term project. Like I said, when I watch Ollie blogs and people like that, and they've got their little furnace, they've got their furnace, and they do their wood chipping, and they dry out the wood chip, and they run their furnace and all that kind of stuff. That's a long-term prospect. That's the sort of thing you would buy, and you will run it over the next 20 years. And will you make your money? Of course you will, because you're providing heat and you're saving a fortune. But the initial cost of it is an outlay. It's like anything. And the thing is, because of the microcosm that the game is, generally speaking, even if you play on it for 2, 3, 4 years, which generally speaking on a Let's Play, I think Carpathian I probably went the furthest, you're not going to see that return unless you play the game and run through 10-15 years of gameplay, you know. And then of course you will, unless it's a production that pays out really, really well. And there are some that pay out really, really well, overly inflated for the economics, and you can make your money back inside of a few months. It all depends on what it is and how you go. So I'm going to head up to the store. I'll see you up there in a minute, because we've got some stuff to pick up. We also need to sort out, I need to jump back on our correct bank account, so we go back to Kaleb Cooper. We need to sort out our lease from the National Trust. There's 2 bits of forestry that we're going to look at. We're going to start on one. Because it's quite dark, I need to get some lighting. There's a couple of different lighting options. There's a halogen light pack, and there might be, there's a trailed one. Is it Vanquish the right one? I'm trying to think who the trailed one's by. And we might get one of those, because I want to do the forestry, but it's pretty dark, and this time of year it will mean we can carry on after it gets dark as well. And we probably could have started earlier, but I wanted to wait till it got light and we got cracking. So I'll see you at the store in a moment. We'll get the bits we need. I'll bring the Land Rover up as well, because I need to put the... Actually, I don't know. I think we might have to get the lighting placed, and then we can move it around, I think. But anyway, we'll have a look. Grab the Land Rover. It's ETA La Mouchoise, that was the floodlight company. The forest, we have got our lease. As you can see, the money's gone down, and it's just on the left here. Oh blimey, look at the traffic behind me. I wasn't going slowly. Maybe I was. It's just up here on the left. There's a gateway just there to the store. Puma's already there, so we've got a couple of bits we need to sort out. Should have indicated. Considering how close the traffic was behind me. Thank you to all the people that messaged me yesterday regarding the emergency service pack, or the emergency pack. I did say on the video I hadn't watched anyone's videos, I hadn't played with it, I hadn't done anything with it. When I made that video, that was me playing with it for the first time. That was me jumping on. There are a couple of strange things with it. So for the people that messaged me to let me know, to move that forward a bit, one of the sets of lights on the back didn't come on, and I said I couldn't understand why they wouldn't work. Weirdly, when you go into your help screen, which comes up top left of the screen when you put it on, and I normally, when I'm doing mods, I cycle through pressing L1, pressing R1, L1, R1 to see all the various different options that come up for a vehicle, piece of equipment, whatever. Someone said to me, oh, you... oh, who was it that messaged me? Sorry. If you press R1 and triangle, which is a weird kind of combination. Was it R1 and triangle? That turned on the back set of lights. I was like, I never would have thought to try that combination. I'm going to have to find that now. Hang on. It was Big Lee. Thank you, Big Lee. And the other one as well, Bernard. sorry, asked as well and said he'd been watching DJ, and the 2 little trolleys will attach onto the back of the fire engine, not the fire mog, but the other one. I said, I don't understand, I tried that and I couldn't get them to hook up. Oh, maybe it's just a PC thing. So I would jump back on, had a look. The way round I thought they would have hooked up, it wasn't the way round, it was the other way round. If you turned them 180 degrees, they connected onto the back of the fire engine. So there's a couple of little bits and bobs I missed. Apologies for that, but you know, they were fairly tiny, sort of say tiny minor things, but I did miss them, so I thought I'd mention it now. So to the store, this is really weird, it's almost like night time. So we need, from here, let's go to our forestry equipment, and we are going to, I've never used one of these before, there's trailers and stuff. I'm going to use this 3-point log transporter. I'm going to go for a different colour, something that stands out a bit so we can see it. Do I want to go white? Faded white. We'll go for a white, I think. So that's a 3-point link mounted. Did I pick up the weight on the front? I think I did, didn't I, on the Puma. So we're going to lease that, which is only 484. Brilliant. So we should make our money back. Now that will only take up to 3-metre logs. So we're going to cut 3-metre logs today. We also need under saws. I could go chainsaw. I'm going to try this. I'm going to go handsaw. It's a little bit cheaper. We'll purchase that. We'll use a handsaw. We're going to try, if we can, to pick them up by hand. If the 3-metre lengths are too big, we might have to grab the telehandler from down the way. If we do, we'll look at telehandler. The trouble is the telehandler grabs. I'm not a big fan of those log forks. We could try. I don't like them very much. I would rather use a manure fork, and we have got one. I'll use the manure fork probably, because that's what my default. It just works, depending, of course, what you're using. And what was the other thing we were going to do? Oh yeah, lighting. So if we come out of here, we'll grab that and just. I did pick up the weight, didn't I? Yeah, I'm hoping that's enough weight, but we'll see. If we go into here and we go to decoration, lights, and we keep going out to here, we've got these. So halogen lamp pack. So you've got this one that's automatic, and then you've got this one that you turn on. You click it on and off. And this one is on a tripod stand. I don't know if they're going to be bright enough, but these you place. So the forest is actually behind us. It's just here, but you can't really see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place a couple of these on the path. One there and one there. And then the other option, I think, I'm going to say it's under miscellaneous. I assume it's going to be under miscellaneous. I'm trying to think the last time I used one of these. There we go. The floodlight trailer. We want all. The design standard. I don't want a beacon light. Main colour. We'll leave as it is. I'm not too bothered about a license plate. Lease that. 461. So we can get a couple of those. But I'm thinking for what we need to do, that's going to work perfectly. So that's why I bought the Land Rover. So what we can do is hook that onto that. We'll take that out. We'll set the floodlights up. Floodlight forestry. I've been looking at, you know, the Christmas tractor runs. Ollie Blogs does the one up to the hospital in Liverpool. I'm having a nightmare today. They're still trying to work out a date, because they're struggling to get a date that will work with football and stuff as well. And they're saying they might end up having to do it after Christmas, between Christmas and New Year. So they're not sure. But when I was watching Joe Seals the other day, he was at, was it the Midland Machinery Fair? Where was he the other day? And he was talking to a guy there. Or was it on the tractor? I don't know. Anyway, said they're doing a tractor run at Baldock. Now Baldock's not far from me. That's just up the road. I think it's Hitchin, Letchworth, Baldock. Similar sort of thing. Loads and loads of tractors, all lit up with Christmas lights, and they do a tractor run through the various different towns and villages. I was thinking about seeing if we could get up there to film it. I was trying to work out. I went online to try and find a contact Because I thought if I could contact someone and get up there for the day while they're kind of setting up, and I would love to buddy seat and actually go on a tractor run on one of those. That would be just amazing. How incredible would that be? So yeah, I don't know. I'm looking. It's not. I think that was on the 16th of December. I think. So what we've got to do now, I've got to find where I put those 2 lamps, because we're going to need to turn those on. So yeah, this is National Trust Forestry Management, and every forest needs to be managed. When you get dead standing, or you get trees that are overgrown, too many too close together, you get some that break in storms, all that kind of stuff, and they need to be sorted out. Sometimes forests need to be thinned, sometimes they're going to be replanted. Ah, here we go. So I think it's, I want to say, right, let's pick it up. There we go. Are they going to be bright? No, they don't seem very bright at all, do they? If they're supposed to work better in yeah, that's, I thought they might be better than that. Yeah, my torch is better. I suppose because it's not night time, but it's just a little bit too dark not to have some lights. So I think we're going to have to go with the trailed one. Right, let's pull this up. We'll get the trailed one out, we'll get the lights on. Let's get some trees cut down. I need to get myself a measuring stick, as I always do. Oops, I'm going to leave the lights on there. We'll cut some 3 meters. That's got straps on, isn't it? There we go. Cool! These I think we're going to have to return. Yeah, I'm not sure. Of course, we could always get the head torch and light pack from Mantrid that's got the night vision goggles. We could do it on NVGs. That would be quite cool. A nice green hue to everything. I'm sorry for how dark it's been already. Like I say, I'm working towards solving that problem. So, if I pull up just here, and then we unfold. Light should turn on. Boom. And that's, no, that and that. So that raises. That rotates. If I put it around the wrong way. How's that looking? Well, that's better, isn't it? How hard can we get that? Right, and then what we can also do, rotate that, we can do L1, we can take that way, and that way, that one, that way and that way, so we do it like that so we've got a bit more open. Then those two we can then, hang on, then that one, we can tilt that way. So how far out do we want it? Actually probably about there. That's better. Floodlit forestry. I'm impressed. That's pretty cool. Very happy with how that's turned out. I wasn't sure what was going to happen, but that's pretty cool. So, handsaw. How low can we get? Base, how low can you go? Cheaper than a chainsaw. Oh, I'm not sure how this works actually. Let's see how... Oh, yeah, does it alright. So sharp, the blade on that. Bow saw, that was what it was. I know when this came out, my dad had one in this shed. It was an orange one. Bow saw. I couldn't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I was just thinking, what's it called? What's it called? What's it called? So now I've got to try and work out a 3 metre length. Should we go that and see what it comes out at? Could be too short, but what's that one saying? 5.4? Craziness. Right. Now we're looking. 4.1. Okay, so at 5.4, so that's about that. What do you reckon about there? .2. We're not going to get much better than that, I don't think. Can I cut a little bit further there? Let's cut that little sliver. How are we looking? Come on. I'm still saying 3.2. Was ist los? 3.1. That'll do. I'll take 3.1. We'll take that. Let's put that down there. Smaller bits we can move around. That's all right. So, I'll do what I usually do. Could I use a tree harvester? Of course I could. There are loads of different things for doing it. Of course there are. There are cheaper alternatives and more expensive ones. With the sort of money we've got, the sort of money we're looking at, we can't afford to be, you know... If I was doing like I did on Western Wilds and we gradually worked our way up, yeah, if I was doing a forestry map like on Silver Run, we would build up to a tree harvester, absolutely. But this is something we're doing a bit of work for the local National Trust. Just like I say, it's work. We need some work to do. We need to earn some money. Are they going to pay us for this? Well, not exactly. The lumber we will take. We're going to keep some of it, like I said, for making play equipment, and then some of it. Now, I'm not sure how it's going to work, because this is something I haven't done before. I haven't tried to take stuff to a sell point that's owned by another farm. So I don't know how that's going to work. Now, will it let me pick up a 3 metre chunk? That one it will. That one, no, too heavy. Oh, we are going to need the... we're going to need the telehandler up here. That's not a problem, we can do that. We'll load some up, we'll get some delivered. Like I say, a lot of this is just it's one of those proof of concept things. We'll get some done. I was hoping there'd be snow on the ground. I thought that'd be really cool out here with the floodlight on, because obviously the light would be brilliant off the snow. Need to get that a bit of a nudge. Where are we? Just make sure we're right along. There we go. Will we get away with that? It's only a tiny little bit extending off the end. Right, brilliant. That's our 3 metre cuts on that one. We'll do this one the other way. I'm trying not to get too cut up about it. Come on, I haven't done a dad joke in ages, have I? Not properly. What am I caught up in? Oh, it's just a bush there. I thought, that's really weird. All of a sudden I couldn't see what I was doing. Right! You know the drill, people. You know the drill. I've got some more of this to do. We'll chop this up into 3 metre lengths. We'll get a few more down. We'll get that loaded up and taken over to the pet accessories store and see if we can unload there. We'll take a load and we'll unload them at the farm. I'll get the telehandler over here with the manure fork. I'm just trying to think how we're going to... Yeah, we should be right. Let me just double check. Where's the smaller one that allowed me to pick up? So... how far over the end does it extend? It did say it will work with 3 metre logs. Okay. Let's come that way, so we're up against it. There and there. Yeah, that's alright. It's not extending too far. I mean, it's extending, but it did say up to 3 meters. You probably could go further, but the problem is the further over the back you go, the more weight you... I don't know if that's going to be enough weight. We might have to get a big old weight block for the front of this to counterbalance. And again, it depends how many logs we pile up on this. So we'll see. We'll see how that pans out. Yeah, I'll see in a bit. Let's get this done. I realised I had the time set wrong. Sorry for all those people that were angry. Who have already commented. Oh dear, never mind, it's all good. Right, just to add to the drama, I dropped the basket rack container down to the floor just to make it easier for loading. Because I guess what you could do is you could just drop these off, have 2 or 3 of these around and get them loaded up, then you just come around and pick them up with 3-point. Now that's a lot of weight on the 3-point link, I know that. A bigger tractor probably would make more sense, and you probably wouldn't fill it as much as I have. But that's 3 trees, pretty much 3 trees, apart from those couple of little end cuts, these little bits I left there. That's 3 trees. I've got more to do. I'm going to leave the floodlight on. That's just run of the Land Rover. Now I'm going to need a bigger weight. We'll lease one. I will show you for why. If I lift this now, I mean, we are... Ooh, it's teetering. I mean, it's properly teetering. We should probably have a warning thing on the back of that as well. Something bright hanging off the back of that. So, I'm going to lower that down. I'm going to go to the store. Let's drop the weight off there. And I'm going to get a slightly larger weight. I say slightly larger, probably massive. See you back here in a minute with a bigger weight. I just wanted to show you, because otherwise it'll just be like, boom, pick it up and off we go. But yeah, it's heavy, and yeah, would you? Probably not. Should I? Probably not. Am I going to? Yes. I've gone for a big old, is it 10 Winkle? I can't remember what size I went for now. Is it a 2.6? 2.5? Something like that. I'm hoping it's going to be enough. And I can just move the floodlight forward, turn it to the side, turn it around to get a couple of these trees behind me. That will be the weight that I left in the grass. I was thinking, oh, there's not a tree stump there. Oh, blimey. Can I just put it there as well? Right, let's see, shall we? So, what we're doing with this, first, we're going to go to the pet accessories. Like I say, that is owned by Winscombe Post Office, or the local, it's a local bank technically. Call that some weight. Oh! Will slip, will slip. Just make sure people are aware I'm coming out. Make sure I'm clear of the fence and the wall before I turn. Like I say, I haven't done this before. I'm not sure, because the sell point's owned. Oh, not sell point. The I suppose I could do it to the sell point, but I wanted to take it to the accessories. No, we'll do the next turn, and we could have gone down that way. Like I said, I don't know. This is just a test. Well, we'll see if it works. If it works, brilliant. If it doesn't, fine. We can just take this and unload it over at Court Farm, and this can be the first load over for. So this will be whether it gets kind of milled, debarked. I don't know. We don't need anything longer than 3 meters. When you think about play equipment, you know, when you start getting over 3 meters, it starts getting a bit dangerous. Children need to wear hard hats and climbing gear, that kind of stuff. We're going to go from a kiddies play area to an adventure playground. I mean, it's that strange thing, isn't it? It's the world we live in now. When I was a kid growing up, and weirdly, and this is a very strange little story for you, where I live now, we're not far away from the local hospital. And just down the road from the local hospital used to be an adventure playground. An adventure playground, it was made out of telegraph poles, pallets, just anything they could find. And you went there at your own risk to the adventure playground. They had a couple of people there that worked there. They had an aerial slide, an aerial runway. It was just phenomenal. And I remember when my sister was being born, on my 11th birthday, she was born on my 11th birthday, we do share a birthday, my mum was in hospital in labour, so my dad took my brother and I down to the adventure playground, which is just down the road from the hospital. And wow, we spent ages there, you know, until the hospital rang and said, look, you know, it's nearly time, you need to come back, kind of thing. And then years later, when I got married, I ended up moving within 5 minutes of the hospital and the playground. It's a weird world, isn't it? But anyway, all that being said, and it was, yeah, and it was rough and ready. It was old pallets, telegraph poles. It was, you know, if you fell and hurt yourself, you fell and hurt yourself. You know, yeah, of course there would be first aid on hand if you need it. But the sort of heights and the sort of stuff we're talking about, it was proper. You know, in this day and age, if you went to somewhere like that, everything would have to be surrounded by like foam padded stuff, and you'd have to have crash mats on the floor, and you'd have to have climbing gear and hard hats, and you know, it's that kind of thing. That's where we've kind of come in the world now, isn't it? It's funny old game, isn't it? Funny old game. So I can't remember where this unloads, to the side or the front, if it will take it at all. Because I can't remember if this takes wood or whether this... Oh, that's a point, actually. Does this take wood or does this take planks? Well, I guess if we lower that... I can't remember. Bear with me a second. It needs planks long. Oh, no. I don't think we've got a sawmill on here, have we, that does that? Oh, that was such a great idea in theory. Doesn't matter. I've still done the forestry, we're still clearing the woodland. I'm wondering actually, can we take this load again? Because this is sell everything. whether this will do lumber. I think it does. Whoa, yeah, we are teetering, properly teetering. Do that. It's out to the side. What do we get paid? 5,680. Okay. So we can sell the wood here if we want to just sell the wood. Oh, I'm going to have to sort out planks long. I'm wondering whether or not we can... is there someone we can take it? That, I suppose what we could do, just trying to think, because they seem to have some gear down here. They've got logs, which I assume is for furnaces and stuff. They've got logs being brought in. They've got poles here. Then they've got... maybe they mill it here. Do they do it in the shed here? Maybe they do their own milling. I don't know. Potentially. So I guess we could just drop off a load of logs and maybe they'll just mill it into planks long. We'll do that. Next load will come here. Oh no, actually no. Next load we'll take to Court Farm, and then I'll bring a load down here, and hopefully that will get turned into planks long. That's the plan. 3 trees for each load, so we'll end up doing 9, maybe 12. Like I said, we're not decimating the forest there. It is, like I said, forest management. That's all. I will see you. I'm not going to put you through the rigours of me having using the hand saw and doing another loads, but I'll see you when we've got another couple of loads done. And we'll get some delivered to the farm and here. This doesn't tip, does it? I'm just thinking. I don't think it does. Oh, that was close. It's 1:34 in the afternoon. I've just had a call from Court Farm. The first 3 concrete fence panel sections are in behind the manure pellet processing. You'll notice that whilst we've got a few logs on here, it hasn't filled up as much because I've gone for all the smaller ones. This is the lot that's going to Court Farm. The thicker ones are going to go down to the pet accessories. We'll unload those and then they'll process them into long planks, which they'll use. We'll get to that in another episode. We'll get to those. So what I've done is I've loaded up all of the ones that could be lifted by hand, and a couple of the next sort of size up, because these would be better off for pine poles and poles for playground equipment. If we were going to be ripping this stuff into 4x2s and stuff like that, then yeah, we could probably... That's what we need. We need a proper, like a proper sawmill. Not, you know what I mean? We've got sawmills, but like one little trailed one that you can put logs on like this, and it goes through and puts it out as boards, as you know, 4x2s and stuff like that. I know we do get pallet production and plank production and stuff like that, but that would be a cool mod. It'd be difficult to do, I know. But I just thought for building of play equipment, this stuff will work better off. So this is the first load. This is going to be going down to Court Farm. We'll unload it. We'll have a look at the concrete panels. I just wanted to do a bit of forestry, and we've got to use the floodlights and have a go with that as well, and use this 3-point link mounted, and use the bow saw, the hand saw. There was a few little things I just want to have a go at. It's December 2. There's not much else we can be cracking on with, so I thought, you know, we'll do that. And then hopefully what we'll do is we'll get some playground equipment built. We'll get, like I say, I'll show you in the next episode. We'll drop off, or it might be a clip at the start of the next episode of the logs dropped off at the pet accessories, and then, like I say, they'll process those. That's the plan. I'm going to say this probably isn't going to be a short episode again, is it? Because I think at the start I was waffling wool. That had a bit of a roll to it, didn't it? We'll unload these probably right here, just inside the campgrounds, because the play equipment's going to be built here, and it seems mad taking it miles and miles and miles. Now I don't know whether or not, because this doesn't tilt. I thought if this tilted that'd be absolutely brilliant, and I can't tilt my 3-point, which would be pretty cool. But I'm wondering if I go back and stop suddenly, whether the logs will fall off the back. What do you reckon? It's worth a try. Let's get a bit of speed up. Epic fail time. Ready? Didn't move at all. Not even slightly. Okay, that's worrying. Yeah, I can't tip that, can I? But guess what I can do? If I get one of the ones I can lift, if I can pull it out from underneath one of these, bring that out, we can... I'll say we can bring some of the stuff with it. And then what we can do, and again, if you're new, you might not have seen this been done before, but you can use smaller logs to manipulate larger logs, and it will work. It's a kind of strange physics thing. But what we can do, if I tilt it that way, if we can get down behind these, you can. Go like that, like that. There you go. Look, notice me. There you go. So we're moving all those. Don't forget to move this one. I think it's just not quite high enough, is it? Can we move that? There we go. So with the larger logs that I had to use the telehandler for, we can get those off using another log. Just get behind them and drag it, really. There we go. And then the other ones we can do by hand, because they're all ones that we can do by hand. I wasn't sure how I was going to do that, and that just suddenly came to me. One of those moments of inspiration. Pop that down there. And the great thing with that as well is, once they're on the ground, you can then use these. Sorry, let's put a torch on, that'd be bad. I can use those to push them up. If you can't move my hand, there you go. See what I mean? Drop that there. So that one can't be moved by hand, but these can. Oh well, I'm going to show you the concrete things, I'll come back and I'll finish with that. So the first panel should be in. We're going from there to the corner and down. I don't know how far down we're going to go, but there we go. Went for the 4 concrete sections, a little bit behind the fence that's there. Doesn't completely cover that. And then like I say, if we can then put some trees across in front of that, it'll give us a nice bit of barrier, keep it nice and tidy. And that's where I'm going to end this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're still enjoying it. If you are, and if you have, you know the drill. Please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.